Good afternoon, and your name is Canon 80D. Short would be 80D. Is that correct? Okay. The reason that you are in the office is because there are issues in the EOS family, like the newly released 90D. The 90D has 32 megapixels, but beware, that could cause noise with that high of a megapixels. It's nice. It's really nice. Eye out of focus, dual pixel out of focus. The new Digic 8 processor, the 80D has Digic 6 processor. The new Digic 8 processor will be better performance. Joystick to move the focus points, a flip out screen just like the 80D, and the biggest feature of the 90D is 4K. With 4K, you can film at 30p and 60p, no 24p at all. What Canon is doing with 4K is basically upscaling 2K to 4K. That's the resources I read. I might be wrong on that. Comment below if I'm wrong on that. You can film at 1080p, but there'll be also no 24p. And you can film at 120p, but there'll be no audio, which is completely odd. It has all the bells and whistles. It has all the basic functions as the 80D. Same body, no redesign. Apparently they couldn't do a redesign in 3 years. The 90D is like a hybrid camera where it's a mirrorless and a DSLR. So it's in a very weird category. I would recommend the 90D for those who are debating in their mind if they want to do I need to adjust my lighting. I do not like my lighting. Just a moment. Much better. Where were we? Oh, I would recommend the 90D for those who are debating in their mind if they want to do photography or videography. So that's where the 90D comes to play. It's a great hybrid camera if you're still trying to figure out if you want to do photography or you want to do videography. Some companies does that where they have a hybrid camera for those who are still trying to figure out if they want to do photography or videography. So that's where the hybrid camera comes to play. The DSLR is kind of dying off because right now all filmmakers are moving to mirrorless cameras rather than DSLR. But for photographers, they like DSLRs. So the 90D would fit in very well if you are a photographer and you want to do a little bit of filming. If you don't need 24p, which P means frames per second, so 24 frames per second. If you don't need 24 frames per second, which the 90D does not have, it does not have in a 1080p and in 4K. Also, you can only record 120p and 1080p. Not in 4K. If you don't need dual card slots, IBIS, which IBIS means in-body image stabilization, zebra straps and focus peaking, which is really key in photography and videography, is focus peaking. The Canon R and RP has zebra stripes and focus peaking, but the 90D does not have that feature. If you don't need those features, then the 90D would be perfect for you. Canon launched a second camera, which is the mirrorless, the EOS M6 Mark II. That is basically an interchangeable camera. Not really professional, but just a very handy, small, little mirrorless camera. The mount is different from the 90D. The M6 Mark II takes a EF M mount and the 90D has a EF mount. Talking about mounts, Canon has 3 different mounts. That's a lot of mounts for lenses. So you have the EFM mount, you have the EF mount, and then you have the RF mount. The EF mount is for their M lineup, their mirrorless lineup. Then you have the EF mount, and the last one, the RF mount, is for their Canon R and RP. That's 3 different types of mounts. That's a lot of glass to purchase for 3 different mounts of cameras. But the Canon glass is awesome. Also, what's different on the M6 Mark II is that you have to purchase a separate viewfinder. The 90D has already a viewfinder. So the M6 Mark II has the new Digital 8 processor. The difference between M6 and 90D, they have similar specifications, but on the 90D specifications has better specifications than the M6 Mark II. And if only Canon merged the mirrorless lineup with the 90D and created a high-end / mid-range mirrorless camera, that would be an awesome camera. Now they have the mirrorless lineup, they have the mid-range lineup, mid-range DSLR lineup, and then you have the RF lineup, which is their mirrorless full-frame lineup. The EOS family is just becoming so bizarre and with different mounts and the names. They're creating too many cameras and it takes Canon a very long time to make a new camera. Canon is limiting and disabling features for 1080p. So ADD, you are dismissed and you will no longer be filming for Warrior Videographer. I'll be moving away from EOS family lineup. There's so much that Canon puts limitations to pursue forward for this channel of Warrior Videographer. Let's take a moment and remember the good times with the 80D. Canon 80D, Canon 80D. Canon, by the way, great packaging. Here is the Canon 80D. Let's test out the face tracking and how well it performs this 18 to 135mm lens. Canon 80D is a very old camera, but it still does the job. I already sold my 80D and the price dropped very fast on the 80D when the 90D came out. So I sold the 80D as fast as I could. If you have a APS-C sensor camera, a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't like it. So with full frame, I'll make a separate video the difference between APS-C versus full frame. Click the notification bell to get notified when there's a video, click the thumbs up button for this video, and also subscribe. Be brave choosing the right camera for you and compare the specifications of different companies. Don't just stand in one company like Canon only. No, look around different companies, Sony, Nikon, Fujifilm. They have also great cameras, and look for the specific specifications that you need and don't need, and that will make it easier for you to choose the right camera for you. So if you don't need like half of the specifications on a specific camera, then look for a different camera that does not has those specifications, and that's going to help you to reduce of what camera you want to choose. It's really good to compare. Until next time.